Man, this was a tough one. This was a tough one tonight to sit through for 3 hours. Past 2 weeks haven't been bad shows. They've been watchable. You could point out the positives. You could point out the negatives on the show. But for tonight, I just don't know how you could point out the positives. I really don't. I just don't know how you could point out a positive besides the Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre face-to-face and the confrontation between Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe. This show tonight, as I write down the final note before this show tonight was absolutely atrocious. In every sense of the word. Every freaking sense of the word. We were supposed to see a new faction tonight, folks. I don't know if you knew that, but WWE tweeted it out themselves on their Twitter account that tonight we were supposed to see a new faction. Did we get a new faction? Of course not. What did WWE do? They clickbaited you. They clickbaited you. They got you. They got one up on you. They made you tune in to try to see who that new faction is. You didn't get the faction. They did that so you could pop in so they can get the ratings higher than a 1.5 or a 1.6. And they don't get third hour all-time lows. They clickbaited you tonight. They clickbaited you. Of course they did. Of course they did. They have a new story for the Raw Tag Team Championship scene, which is it's offensive. It is absolutely offensive to a lot of people in the community. What it is, we'll talk about it tonight. We got Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton face-to-face, Apollo Crews MVP, and then the debuting Underground. Raw Underground was the major announcement by Shane McMahon. You want to know my thoughts about it? Stay tuned in this review. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight right here on the Big Fight Field channel. I had anticipation that my boys, the Undisputed Era, was going to show up tonight. Did they show up? Of course not. They clickbaited you. Like I said, WWE clickbaited you. They got you so that you could watch the show and they hope for a good rating. But this show was absolutely horrendous. It was just so bad to watch. We got that incredible promo from Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and then since then, it went down on a sinking ship. So let's get right to it, man. I don't even want to bullshit advertise or anything. I just want to get right to it. We started off with MVP versus Apollo Crews for the United States Championship. Now, on throughout this match, there were light flickerings. The lights were flickering. And MVP blamed that as he lost this match. He said there were flickering lights. There was a box that fell. So we're getting so uncreative that the reason MVP lost the United States Championship was because of a box that fell backstage. It's good creative there, Bruce. That's very good creative right there, buddy. But, I mean, there was light flickering throughout the entire match. MVP was getting distracted. Crews was not. Crews won in about 11 minutes. Set out powerbomb. Crews, I say, retained the U.S. Championship. Good match. Nothing special. Nothing memorable. The match was fine. Crews is the rightful winner. He should have won. He deserved to win. But then, the point that I don't get with this is we're getting another match between these guys at SummerSlam for the United States Championship. We're getting this match again between MVP and Apollo Crews. I don't know about you, the viewer watching this. I don't know about you, but don't you think it should be Bobby Lashley getting a shot at the United States Championship? I mean, this whole faction's supposed to be making him look good and making him look like a monster, but yet you're giving the title opportunities to MVP. And I ask why. This is why people don't this is why people don't watch the product. Because the storylines suck. I was a fan of this storyline. I'm a fan of Apollo. I'm a fan of the Hurt Business. But am I captivated with this storyline? Absolutely not. A rematch between Apollo and MVP at SummerSlam is totally unnecessary. And it doesn't need to happen again. It should actually be Bobby Lashley. Now, hopefully Bobby Lashley's the one getting a shot, maybe at Apollo, at maybe a Payback. But who knows? We'll see. But Apollo wins in 11 minutes. Decent match. And that was one of the only few good things on this show tonight. We got Kevin Owens. The Kevin Owens show. With his guest, Ruby Riott. I'm just going to fly through these because I really just want to talk about the important stuff. The thing I talked about with Apollo and MVP was pretty important, so I want to spend some time on that. This stuff really wasn't that important. We had Ruby Riott coming out. She cut a promo. She was emotional. She wanted Liv Morgan to come out. She said, I won my first singles match since coming back last year. And the only thing that was sad about it was my friend Liv Morgan wasn't there. Then Liv came out. Then the Iconics interrupted them. What do you think happened? Liv and Ruby attacked the Iconics to set up a tag team match. And the line that was the best of this segment was, anyway, we can get, Kevin Owens saying, anyway, we can get the Iconics microphones not to be working. That was funny. And I would love that because the Iconics are just so annoying on the microphone. They really are. But we got Ruby and Liv versus the Iconics in 4 minutes. You're lucky if I even watched this match. I actually went to go take a dump during the Iconics because I don't want to see the Iconics in a match on television because they both suck. They really do. The only thing that was worth your time watching tonight was the Drew McIntyre Randy Orton promo. That was your only thing worth watching tonight on this damn shit show called Monday Night Raw. This was excellent. Randy Orton can cut a good promo. Randy Orton always cuts a good promo. He had a great line of they were talking about firing when Drew McIntyre was fired from the WWE, and Randy Orton should have been fired multiple times, but he was never fired. And Randy was like, yeah, you're right, I should have never been fired, but the reason I wasn't fired is because I have more value than you do. I am the face of the WWE, and I have been for years. I'm the chosen one now, and I'm the chosen one forever. That line was great. And then Drew came back and was like, you're everything that's wrong with professional wrestling. He said that Randy Orton is everything that's wrong with professional wrestling, saying that he doesn't sit down, he doesn't talk to the younger wrestlers like Apollo Crews and Ali and Humberto Carrillo and Liv Morgan. He doesn't want to help them. He does it for himself, and he doesn't care, and he's going to kick his head off at SummerSlam. I loved it. I absolutely loved that. That was excellent. That promo by Drew McIntyre tonight was excellent. And that match, I can't wait to see at SummerSlam. That's going to be really good. And I knew last week when this was made official, I'm like, well, we all know what's going to happen with Randy and Drew when they get their match officials. The promos are going to be unbelievable. And they set the bar tonight with their microphone work. Randy Orton was good. Drew McIntyre was excellent. Drew McIntyre was definitely the MVP of that segment. And that was probably, I'm going to go as far as saying that was probably Drew McIntyre's best promo he's ever cut in his entire career. That promo was Drew McIntyre's best promo ever in the WWE. So, great stuff there. This was by far, not even close, the best thing on the show. We got the 24/7, 7-Eleven, I-95, five-day-old hot dog with a cherry Slurpee championship on the line. Shelton Benjamin versus R-Truth and Akira Tozawa. Had my face down on my phone the entire time, so you could tell how much interest I had in this match. Why is the 24/7 championship still on TV? Why is it still on TV? It's old. No one cares about it anymore. It's not fun. You ruined the concept of it, and I just want to see it burned. And I don't think it'll ever be burned, but I wanted to see that title be burned. That is freaking worthless. That title is absolutely worthless for every sense of the word. Akira Tozawa won with a set-time bomb on R-Truth after the Ninjas and the Hurt Business got in a brawl. Do you care? Do you honestly care about that? I don't think you do. Now, this, having the Hurt Business of Shelton Benjamin, MVP, and Bobby Lashley, having them involved in these 24/7 segments actually devalues them. And it makes them less legit. If anything, it makes them look like a joke. Because the 24/7 title is for the jobbers. So you're telling me that the Hurt Business are just a faction with a bunch of jobbers? That's what you're telling me when you're putting them in these 24/7 title segments like this. You're making them look bad, and that they're fighting freaking ninjas. And they're in segments every week with goddamn R-Truth. No disrespect to R-Truth, he's a legend. But right now, WWE's making him look like a jobber. So, my point's right. And you guys know it. We had Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks. Before I even talk about the match, which is not going to be long. Before I even talk about the match, why is this match happening? Why did this match happen? For absolutely no reason. This is a match that is caliber for WrestleMania. Do you guys understand that? This match between Shayna Baszler and Sasha Banks is WrestleMania worthy for the Raw Women's Championship. And they gave it to you on free television with no build, no story, and to no reason why they're having this match. Do you not see a problem with that? Do you honestly not see a problem with that? Because I do. That's a big problem. And I made it clear. And of course, idiots came to attack me, but I got them. The block button, listen, the block button is the best button you can use on Twitter. I'm just saying. But this match ended in a DQ. Obviously, were you gonna really submit Sasha Banks after she just won the Raw Women's Championship? Were you gonna submit Shayna Baszler and make her look weak once again? I mean, I wouldn't put it past Vince, but this was the best move. But the way they went about this is so freaking illogical. You can tell when there are reports coming out later in the day that it's a creative mess backstage, and there's so much chaos, and it's more chaotic than when it was WrestleMania season. It was more chaotic then, or now, than it was then. You can tell by this booking decision. Asuka came out and she attacked Bayley, okay? She attacked Bayley and the ref called a DQ. Does that even make sense to you? Honestly, I was stuttering there trying to figure out what I was going to say next. Does that even make sense to you that Asuka came out, attacked Bayley? She wasn't even in the match. Bayley was not even in the match, and the ref called a DQ. The freaking illogical booking on this show is mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And it's why WWE is such in a bad state right now. Because the creative sucks. The creative absolutely sucks on these shows. On Raw and SmackDown. Third hour started. We was promised to get this big announcement by Shane McMahon tonight. And he announced Raw Underground. And it was basically a ring with no post, no turnbuckles, no ropes, a Fight Club, and models who are literally dancing in bikinis. Okay? I'm not going to argue about that. I'm not going to argue about a model dancing in bikini. I'll watch that any day of the week. But I'm not trying to simp here. But this shit, if this Raw Underground, if they think this Raw Underground is going to fix the ratings, WWE must be as dumber as I think they ever were. Folks, this is the creativity of a 74-year-old madman. John Moxley said it best on Busted Open Radio. This company is ran by a 74-year-old madman who is delusional, he's out of touch, and he doesn't know what he's doing. He does not know what the hell he's doing. And his sidekick, his lackey, Bruce Pritchard, follows along. Ass kisser, Bruce Pritchard. This is the creativity of Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon. Raw Underground. And yet there are people literally defending this. People want to ask for new stuff. People don't want the same old shit. People want new stuff. Why are we complaining about stuff that's already new? This is new. This is fresh. No, dumbass. This is not new. This is old. Did you not hear of Brawl for All? Did you not watch that documentary on Dark Side of the Ring about how awful the Brawl for All was? By the way, that's still up on my channel. If you want to check out my Dark Side of the Ring Brawl for All review, that's from months ago. But if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you can watch the documentary or you can listen to my review. But this is not old. This happened years ago. And it was a terrible idea to have a literally shoot fight. And we didn't get a shoot fight. We got a scripted fight. And there were people complaining about a scripted fight on social media. And although I hate this with a passion, I have to ask you guys, do you honestly think that WWE in 2020 are going to let two guys go out on a ring and legit fight each other? Hell no. This is WWE in 2020, and they script more shit now more than ever. And we got guys like Mama Tunde and the Viking Raiders and Dolph Ziggler out there, ran by Shane McMahon, and the matches are 15 seconds, and not even the matches, the fights are 15 seconds. This shit sucks. This is WWE showing you. This is WWE showing you. Oh, well, ratings are down. We don't know what to do. We give up. We give up. That's what they're telling you. This shit sucks. I cannot believe there are actual people in the wrestling community that are defending this. If you defend this and you justify this, you are the biggest WWE shill in the goddamn wrestling community. And I mean that with a fact. How can anybody be happy with this shit? This is not going to help the ratings. This is not even going to help to build the SummerSlam. This is not even going to help to build the SummerSlam. Oh man, I just want to get out of here. This show sucks. This was one of the worst Raws of 2020. This was you guys have no idea. This is really hard to sit through for 3 hours every single week. Then come on here and review this shit show for a few minutes. But I do it for the channel and the viewers that watch this because I love this channel. And as long as I have this channel, I will come on here and review the Raw reviews. I don't care how bad the shows are, Raw, SmackDown, the pay-per-views. I will come on here and review this because I love this channel. So that's what I'm doing this review for. We got Angel Garza versus Angelo Dawkins. And just after the Raw Underground stuff, I literally did not pay attention until after the Seth Rollins segment, which we'll get to in a bit. But at the end, Dawkins is going for a clothesline. And all of a sudden, Montez Ford just collapsed. And Ford gets distracted. And Garza super kicks him. And Dawkins loses. And then we go into Andrade and Ford. And Ford is shaking the ropes. And he collapsed again. And they call the match off. Now, WWE has absolutely no story going into this Raw Tag Team title match at SummerSlam. We all know that. First of all, number one, we literally got your tag team title match at SummerSlam tonight. If you guys did not notice that, we literally got the same match tonight and we're going to get at SummerSlam. Instead, we had 2 one-on-one matches with the teams. I'm probably the first person to pick this up. And then second of all, WWE has no story for this whatsoever. They have the creativeness of a crayon box that they're making a story out of Montez Ford having a heart attack. They're making a story fake out of something that happened real. I'm not saying they're going based off it, but they're making a story like real when this could actually happen in real life. Jerry the King Lawler passing out on Monday Night Raw 10 years ago was not at work. That was real shit. And WWE's making this into fake and offensive. This is very, very offensive to not only me, but to lots of people. Because this could be real. It could be real. And the fact that WWE is making this into a storyline and it's fake. I hate dropping that F word, but it's true. It's true. And it's honestly disgusting. It is honestly disgusting that WWE is making a storyline with this. They make storylines out of Jeff Hardy's alcoholism and now this. They are truly disgusting. They really are. And, you know, we get more of it every week from WWE. They are more disgusting every single week. Seth Rollins, let's get through this really quickly. Seth Rollins comes out. He addresses Tom Phillips. He's like, Tom, are you a real professional? Do you think you're good at your job? Do you think you are a credible announcer? Well, why were you here on the commentary table cheering for Dominic last week? Then he got up in Tom Phillips' face and he told Murphy to get Tom Phillips. Then Samoa Joe stood up and he said, you're not going to bully my commentator, my color commentator like that, or my head commentator, whatever. I'm so tired. If anything, you're going to deal with me. I was cheering louder more than him from what happened last week. So they're just basically ignoring the fact that Aleister Black got his eyeball gouged out last week. They didn't bring that up, but they brought Dominic swinging the kendo stick at Seth Rollins. Again, logic gap. Then Joe said, if you got an issue with Tom Phillips, you got an issue with me, and I'll fight you. So we go to commercial, and Joe's standing on the steps. We got Seth and Murphy in the ring. Dominic comes out with a kendo stick. He challenges Seth Rollins to a match at SummerSlam. Seth Rollins accepts it. So at SummerSlam, we're getting Dominic's big debut against Seth Rollins. And that's something, hopefully that is good, and it's not a screwy finish like the Extreme Rules match with Rey Mysterio. And then finally, the Hurt Business took over on Raw Underground, and that was the show. I literally turned off the show 2 minutes before it was over tonight. I just could not take the show anymore, man. This shit sucks. This is a shit show. This show is atrocious tonight. At least the last 2 weeks of Raw were actually watchable. This show was hard to sit through for 3 hours. It really was. And the fact that we're putting shows on like this 3 weeks before the second biggest show of the year in SummerSlam, it's a disgrace. And that creative team, Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, the morons writing this show should really be ashamed of themselves, man. They should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. Raw Underground already on night one, Raw Underground is a failure. Are you shocked? No. Of course not. I'm getting out of here, man. I'm tired, and I don't want to talk about this shit anymore. I'm getting out of here, though. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have not already, subscribe right here on the Big Fight Field channel for some more content this week. I got AEW Dynamite review with my buddy James on Wednesday night. NXT review on Thursday. Friday, I'll be doing a SmackDown review with my buddy Nick Fiore, huge wrestling fan. We talk to each other a lot, and we finally get a chance to collaborate. I can't wait to do that Friday night with Nick Fiore, so I can't wait for that. And then Sunday, I'll figure something out, because this is birthday week for me, by the way, guys. This is a birthday week for your boy. My birthday is this coming Sunday, so we're definitely going to figure something out for Sunday to do. But that's for that. Make sure you comment down below. I want to know your opinions on Raw. Last week's Raw review, we got 32 comments. The most commented video ever on the channel, so keep that up. Make sure you comment down below. And then you got to hit that like button, man. It's very important. You guys hit the like button. So, and that's it. And follow me on Twitter as well at Colin_Joseph. That's all, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. At 164 right now. 36 subscribers away from 200, and I can't wait to get to 200 subscribers, man. It's going to feel even bigger than getting to 100 subscribers. I'm getting out of here. Have a good night. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys Wednesday night for your AEW Dynamite review with James K. White right here on the Big Fight Field channel.